Right, so, because it wouldn't be a week on this channel without a technical issue, I've got a banger today. My keyboard decided not to work at all, which is going to be problematic if I want to look anything up on Football Manager. Thankfully, the vast majority of the game is mouse only. And whilst I might be having technical issues, I'm not having tactical issues. After 7 games played, the 7 league games before the transfer windows closed, we are on the same number of points as first place Liverpool, who we beat. Our loss was to Man UFC, and we did lose to Liverpool, actually, in the Carabao Cup. Whilst on paper, a 3-2 loss at Anfield doesn't seem that bad, Liverpool rotated entirely to the point where Ojo was playing, Clarkson, Konate was playing there, Omar Rajic in defence, I don't even know that name, and their bench wasn't particularly strong either. Only Joe Gomez, realistically, from the first team, existed there. I rotated a bit, but nowhere near as dramatically as Liverpool did. Diego Jota, actually, first teamer technically. But it's nice to see Liverpool rotate entirely for this kind of competition, but when you consider the context of the two teams and where they are in the Premier League right now, it's a little bit weird they rotated that much. I like the fact it's happening, I just don't think they would have done it that badly in that situation. Definitely a case of taking the two teams' reputation levels as a factor rather than their current form. However, current form, as I said, is rather good. Admittedly, we've won every single game we have won by a 1-goal margin. 1-0 against West Brom, 1-0 against Wolves in the Carabao Cup again, 1-0 against Liverpool, 2-1 against Leicester. Teams keep getting late consolation goals. Vardy in the 86th minute there, and Everton in the 87th minute. It's annoying. You can notice the fact that since Tyrone Mings got a hat-trick in that first game there, Sesko got 2 goals against Villa, he got 1 against Wolves, and he got 2 against Liverpool. He is scoring. Calvert-Lewin is back. Nicolas Sula got a goal against Liverpool, Dan Axel Zagadou got a goal against Leicester, and Tyrone Mings again scored against Everton. Our goals are almost exclusively from central defenders or Sesko. There's one from Boga, and there's one from Gagliardini, and that's it. But as promised, it's Manchester City away and Brentford now. But I do have to confirm a few transfers. Outbound, Isaac Hayden, 6 million to Palace. That's fine. Woodman for $500,000 to Burnley. Nobody would loan him, so I sold him. Almiron for just shy of 16 million, not all up front. Some of it is overtime, which I kind of like actually, because it helps offset some of our overtimeness. He's gone to Southampton. And Matty Longstaff's gone to Fulham for 3 million. Inbound, all I added was Harvey Elliott on loan, effectively to replace the outbound Almiron. Better second choice option on that right-hand side. I know Adeyemi plays there, but he's actually more of a striker. That's a little bit more problematic because we now have 5 strikers because no one else would leave. Wilson's still here. Dwight Gale is still here, despite the fact I had £0 bids accepted. That's how desperate I was just to open that spot up and those wages. I offered £0 for him. He rejected contracts. Also got this guy in for 4, maybe 5 million if he plays games. He's not great right now. He's fine being a breakthrough prospect. He does have potential, although he doesn't have anywhere near as much potential now he's here. I've been mugged off there. He had 5-star potential when we scouted him. That's an interesting learning experience. But his potential ability does actually still list him as a good Premier Division right back, if he develops. So he's in the under-23s right now, so he doesn't have a price tag. That's annoying. That's something that needs to be fixed. But you're unlikely to see him. I just acquired him because I could, and I kind of wanted to see what it would be like to have someone try to develop in the under-23s as a third choice. There's a chance that Mbabu or Hattabor will move on, and I will need someone who is happy to be a squad player there, because neither of them are on squad player contracts. Speaking of squad player contracts, Sean Longstaff came to me, complained about his playing time, said his career was stagnating. I said, "You're right being a squad player?" He was fine with that, which does not seem to be the correct response for someone who thought their career was stagnating because they're not playing. Football Manager, still not entirely logical. But the lineup against Manchester City will be Casteels, Digne, Mings, Sula, and unfit Mbabu. I just don't really appreciate the fact that Hatterbor's put in 6.5 the last 5 games. You see what I mean about that new right back? Maybe coming in at some point, if he develops. Nianzou has been fine. Benacer and Willock have been fine. Saint-Maximin and Elliott, first appearance for him. Calvert-Lewin, also unfit. Sesko just not have full conditioning, so it's one of those ones. I might have to bring Sesko on at some point. Calvert-Lewin said he's good for 45. I'm going to push him a little bit longer. Elliott also needs a number, so 24 for him, which I think might be Almiron's number. And they've made wholesale changes to what was presumably their Carabao Cup lineup. So early games have pushed us down to 4th, which is still not a bad place for Newcastle to be at this stage of the season. Considering we played 2 top teams, and Leicester 3 top teams technically. Wolves have found their way up to 6th, so actually the results we've had have been quite good, especially as we beat Leicester away from home as well. But away at Manchester City, I'm happy to take a 0-0, even if it is a dull 0-0. It's unfortunate for you guys. Right, we get to half-time without any highlights at all, And there is definitely an issue with left-backs in particular, because game in, game out, they're performing 6.2. There was an issue with fullbacks in last year's game as well. Doesn't seem to be fetching the right-backs as much. I don't know why any other option than unacceptable was an option there. We've not conceded. We've also literally not done anything. Our XG is 0, so we have not made any chances at all. I don't know if we've even had a shot. No, we haven't. As Dwight McNeil comes on for Manchester City. That was an acquisition. Of course, Burnley got relegated. As McNeil robs Digne on the line, who kept it in for really no reason at all. Am I going crazy? Was this a bit jumpy? Hopefully that helps smooth things out a little bit. It does feel a bit better there. Technical issues. Not just keyboard, also in-game. Fantastic. Also, in case you were wondering, I am using the Zealand skin right now, which is nice because I get 6 panels here. Even if this won't maintain the possibility of 8, you do have to redo that every time. We've had shots while we weren't looking, and well, Mbabu's coming off because he wasn't really meant to play more than half a game either. I mean, I don't know who to bring off here. Digne's being woeful as well, and he's booked, so Otavio's on, but I think there's just an issue with left-backs. I don't think the 6.2 on Digne is necessarily a bad performance, but it won't hurt to get the yellow card off the pitch, is my reasoning there. And no further highlights, which is not great. Oh, what a dull game. All you got was one slightly choppy highlight. I don't like what I saw from that team because I didn't see anything from that team. So Elliott was injured somehow in that. So with a knock midweek to Willock, we line up against Brentford as Castile's in goal. Of course, Digne, Mings, Sule, Hatabor at right back restored there for the time being. Nianzou, Gagliardini and Benacer in the Mazzara role, which you can do well, even if it's on the right-hand side. Saint-Maximin, Adeyemi's going to start on the right wing, because why not? Sesko up front, because Calvert-Lewin probably needs to get some level of fitness back, sharpness back before he actually gets into that first team. And I probably shouldn't have thrown him in straight away. It was also suggested to me that I start Sesko ahead of Calvert-Lewin, so good team talk. And off we go once more. Brentford in yellow, we're in our black and white seemingly. They seem to be a bit more tired than we are in general as well. As Mings has got a yellow card already. I don't have get stuck in on, so I don't know why they're picking up something as the first direct free kick I think I've seen gone in. Well, Veerman has managed to veer that round the wall and in the back of the net. That's quite remarkable for the distance to get that round a wall. Because there wasn't a lot of height on it. So it's not like it's gone up and over, it's gone around. Anyway, Saint-Maximin finds Digne with a fantastic pass actually out the wide there. Digne into the middle, back out again. Digne back into the middle. Adeyemi's put it in. I mean, third time's the charm here, I think. Or is it just the second time from Digne there? Second time's the charm from Digne. I think there was a failed attempt at something else slightly earlier on in that highlight. But 2 crosses, second one sticks. Veerman, this is going to go to the back post, and it's a goal for them. No, it's been headed clear this time. It's worth saying, actually, the one loss we did have prior to the Man City one, that one loss against Manchester UFC was a Ronaldo back post header from a corner. So the one match we did lose was to the thing that we are conceding to all the time, because it just seems to be a problem with the engine. But at the same time, it's also Ronaldo, who is impossible to stop in the air. Benacer with an attempt from a distance. But that one I wasn't too mad about conceding. The fact it happens at game in, game out, no matter who the opponent is, other than Ronaldo, is a problem. Castiles, well, he's punted that to not the person he's been told to punt that to. He has been instructed to give that to the fullbacks. So if you could give it to the fullback this time, that would be great. That's Digne. Gagliardini. Back out to Digne. Back into Nianzou. Mings. On a little bit of a wander again there was Mings. Saint-Maximin forward now. Digne could sort of join him. That'd be great. He has done. Inwards to Nianzou in a lot of space. Interesting ball. Wasted, but we've got the ball back. Benacer probably going to have a... No, had to ball at distance. Adeyemi's been put through. This is going to have some kind of check on it. And I'm concerned the fact that the ball was given originally. The goal was given originally, because this probably means it was off. Oh no, awarded. Didn't look off to me, which is what threw me. No, well on. The number 4 there in the middle was the one that played him on. Keep an eye on this player, Holmes, here. I don't know why this highlights continue playing, even though I pressed pause there. But he was the one that kept him on. Well, gotta put Adeyemi back in the team for this match. Good news is, I did loan Harvey Elliott on a squad player level. That's a great ball through to De Silva. A goal from that, I wouldn't mind conceding. That's a really good play. A goal from this, if it goes to the back post, which it doesn't in this case, and Sula's 6.5, 6'5" frame got in the way of that one. 6.5. I understand how measurements work. Adeyemi, highlight over. I feel like I should praise them because we're a goal up rather than encourage. Borderline, I think. Nicolas Sula looks like he's been asked to play a more direct game than he's used to. Considering we have short passing on, that's surprising. Yeah, passing directness, shorter. I'd be mildly concerned that the instructions had changed their game. So apparently, Sula is only comfortable with really short passing. I mean, that probably should have been a goal again. Corner kick. I've not seen one of these going for a while, but we don't see in the highlight. Near post is there. Mings is under it. Misjudges it, though. Nearly goal number 5 for Tyrone Mings. I'm glad Sesko's up to 7 because that was getting annoyingly close. Sesko, who's not really done a lot in this game as far as I can tell. 6.9. Rating's not bad. That's a sending off for Roslev. I'm going to go with that as a pronunciation. Probably massively wrong. Both fullbacks, actually, for this match, on over a 7, which I don't think I've seen this entire FM cycle yet. Sesko's there. He's hit the post. He might have been offside, actually. He was. So we'll get Dominic on for the remaining just under half an hour if we factor in injury time. San-Maximin. Back to Digne. Mings. Digne. Gagliardini will find San-Maximin and he will find Dominic Calvert-Lewin for his first goal for the club. Bernardoni saves. They've acquired Bernardoni in goal. Don't know what's happened to David Raya. I know he's injured in real life, but that's obviously not going to affect this now. Mings, over again. Does get to him. Just needs to rely on him actually putting it in the goal. At a ball. At least we're seeing highlights in this game than we didn't against Manchester City. Benacer and Adeyemi. I thought there was a good run being made in the middle there. It was the referee. I saw movement. I didn't clock the shirt colour. Digne plays it forward to San-Maximin. If you can get this across the box to someone... Oh, that was fascinating movement on the ball. Nearly a fantastic own goal. San-Maximin puts the ball in. Mings actually doesn't get this one. And I suspect that was a corner from an existing height. I can't take Adeyemi off because he's on 2 goals, even though he is the most tired player on this pitch. Digne, long throw. It's gone to San-Maximin for some strange reason. Gagliardini hits the bar. Harvey Elliott is a competent central midfielder. And for some reason, my assistant manager is telling me to bring on Kevin Mbaba in the central midfielder role, despite the fact I have Longstaff and Cook on the bench. Cook on. Gagliardini moves into the halfback role. And I think San-Maximin for Boga. Just freshen up some tiredness there. Late game praise. 2.2 XG. Not bad. Digne, long throw. Get it to the person with 6'5" height. There he is. Didn't quite get to him, though. Adeyemi. It was aimed at Sula this time. Mings. There is Sula. Part of his tracking back. Back to Mings. Both central defenders in a uncomfortable part of the pitch for me right now. Found his way to Boga. No, it hasn't. Onyeka's not going to get to that, though, thankfully. And the fullbacks combine instead now. Hatterball returning to his right-hand side slowly. Benacer goes wide. Hatterball's there. Gagliardini now on the edge of the box. Back to Benacer. Back to Roberto. Benacer into the box. Where is this highlight going? Digne. Cook. Calvert-Lewin in a spot of space. Maybe Benacer in a spot of space. Oh, he's hit the frame of the goal again. I don't know why, but I've noticed this a lot so far in the injury is defenders passing it back to the goalkeeper in slightly precarious positions. Like it just happened with Bernardoni there. They passed it back to him when he'd just attempted to make a save and he was just back on his feet. Hatterball throws it. That was a rubbish throw-in. And it's another one. Hatterball is the worst throw-in taker of the lot. Digne is 18 long throws. And Mbabu's is, I think, 15. So we do have one on each side that are quite good at them. How many times did we hit the frame of the goal? Well, does it tell us that? I think if I can add it on here. 3 times we hit the woodwork in that game. 5 shots on target otherwise. 2 of them went in. 60-40 possession. God, 60% possession for Newcastle. This is a fantasy game. Blimey. And once again, 1 goal margin. Robbie from Sky Sports here, hitting the woodworks 3 times during the course of that match must have made it frustrating. Yeah, it did. So much so, I actually noted it. But back up to second with that, 3 points behind Liverpool. I'm not looking to win the title this year, it is worth saying. We are predicted 6th as a team, so European football would be nice. The board only want top half, but European football, considering the prediction, that's what we're after. 2 goals. Just unnecessarily had to go with the referees. But it is true, the standard of refereeing in this country has been going downhill. But with the Qatar World Cup in an annoying position, obviously interrupting this season, we could just do the last 2 games before that break, Leeds and Southampton, probably the sensible thing to do, and then I'll bring you back again somewhere towards the end of January, where we have a fight against 2 sides from Liverpool. But next time out, Leeds and Southampton, final 2 games before the Qatar World Cup. I'll of course let you know what happens in the Qatar World Cup, but that won't be until obviously after next episode. So see you for that one, and it won't be too far until I'm dealing with January transfers again. So any ideas, let me know, pop them in the comments down below. Until then, thank you for watching. Until next time, ta-ra.